I try and tell people, like, part of the reason why, even though, like, I recruited Gilbert, even though we were mean to each other, even though, like, competitive, it's like, you root for him because I know who he is at the end of the day, and I know he's a competitor, I know that stuff. That's why I can make fun of him when Bron whispers in his ear and he breaks 2 free throws, right? Like, that's why I find that shit hilarious. But ultimately, like, the kids, today are people that don't know. People that played against him know. But like, people don't understand how good Gilbert was. The knee injury, that stuff, that bothered me because we are a part of the same Arizona family. So when his knee went bad, I thought he was going to go down as the greatest player to ever go to Arizona by a large gap. He's got an argument now, but there was going to be a large gap if it wasn't for that. Because if you were to try and compare him today, and I've said this before, it's like, imagine John Wall with like Damian Lillard's jump shot. Like, that is the best way to describe the combination, because Gilbert was shooting from 30 feet back in the day, but then he was also a blur in transition and the ability to finish in that athletic. And that'll probably be the last compliment I give him. And I'll probably keep saying it over and over again so I don't have to come up with a new compliment.
Is it the first time you've given him a compliment since that?
We give our,
no.
We give
left-handed compliments
we
don't
give
really
each other
count.
compliments like that. Yeah.
Nah, he's here.
Did you ever congratulate him on winning a championship? Not winning money off that.
Why would I do that?
No, that's not our.
Like, why would I do that?
But the way that you got that 3 games to 1,
Bro.
that's like the ultimate bragging right.
That's not our. Nah.
That's not.
Sweetest win.
Am
I right? Sweetest win.
Yeah, but he knows it's going to be used against him, so he'll never congratulate me in that manner. Yeah. So I have no desire to even accept. Like, if he were to call me, like, I would send him straight to voicemail. There's no lie.
It has to be like, like in a group chat, and you're like, oh yeah, Iggy, Richard, yeah, y'all won championships, congratulations.
He's like, I'm still getting paid today.
Yeah, you just put it all in one
I'm still
group.
getting paid right now.
So he could just look at it and be like, oh, okay.
But I know you like to be original and you like to do things that nobody else has ever done just to say that you did it. And to do what they did, no one had ever done. And no one can ever really take that away from you.
He's not
so
gonna
you got to be envious of that.
Oh, he is. He is envious because.
Won't admit it.
No,
Won't admit
no,
it. Look at
no. He's envious. He's envious. But just like, look, real talk. Like, I am envious of his All NBAs and his All Stars. Like, I know how hard he worked for him. I felt like maybe looking back, I could have worked harder. I think everybody feels that way. But ultimately, I wouldn't trade all of his accomplishments for my championship.
Do you do that?
What?
Sometimes, like, you'll look back and say, man, I wish I would have worked a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Like, I was so funny as I did that, and I worked hard, and I think I seen James Harden. I think he just had 60, and then went back into the arena and started working out again.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think so many people, and again, dude, like, we both had long careers. We both accomplished, as much as we could accomplish. But I think so many people look back and be like, I didn't learn a great summer work ethic until I was probably like in my 30s, right? Because you get drafted. In my first couple of years, I was playing in so much postseason. And the old NBA was like, when the postseason's done, you just shut it down. Because this was double practices and, 2-a-days for the first 6 days of practice. So your body was exhausted. And there was no rest days. It was 82 games. Like, that's what you did. If you could go, you could go. There wasn't as much amenities. And so, like, you look back, it's like, and then I went to the finals, and then I did USA basketball. So my first couple of years were just like, you get like 6 weeks off. And so I was sitting down. So then all of a sudden you lose in the first round, Gilbert knows this, you lose in the first round, and you have like months off. Months off. And I'm just like, dude, I ain't doing shit for months. And it probably took me till I got into like my 30s, my early, 29, 30, where I was like, yo, I need to work out hours every day. And like, yeah, Kobe Bryant, there's some great ones that were ahead of the curve and understanding that. Like, for me, I was always so exhausted. But now looking back on it, it's like, dude, if I would have had to do it over, this is what I would have done. This is how I would have approached that. So, I think more people have that, not necessarily calling it regrets, but just like, oh, I could have done this harder, this differently. I would have lived here closer to this gym and shit like that.